You're not getting ignored by LinkedIn. You're getting ignored by people. You're posting consistently, you're sharing value, you're saying the right things, and still, nothing is happening. No reach, no engagement, no growth. It's not the algorithm, it's how your content comes across. I see this all the time. Good ideas, smart people, real experience. Posting content that should work, but still getting nothing back. I've been there too. And when I fixed this, my content started landing immediately. Because I stopped writing like a professional and I started writing like a creator.
Obviously, I do invest quite a lot of time and energy into creating high quality content. I think that's the most important aspect of LinkedIn, because you could grow and do very well without doing all the tedious engagement work, just through good content, like authentic, unique content. So I think that's the most important thing. But then also it's building relationships with people in the DMs and the comments. Because I think a secret that I follow is I reply to every single one of my DMs, no matter who you are and what you say. Even some people just say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm good, man. How are you?" And I know other creators would ignore that because it's not like a lead, and they treat it very much as like a business platform, which it is, LinkedIn, but it's also a social media platform. So I think it's very important to be social and just to build relationships with people, no matter who they are, to be honest.
Noticed how direct that is? No warm up, no intro. Most people explain. They ease into the point that kills attention instantly. Fix. Start inside the attention. Bad. Today, I want to talk about personal branding. Better, you're building your personal brand wrong.
So the speed in which somebody goes from stranger to somebody that trusts you is a important component nowadays to build an audience that buys from you. But then how do I position it in a way that it doesn't feel like selling, or it doesn't feel like I'm promoting myself, but also in a way that the algorithm will like? So I think finding this balance where I'm able to post something that demonstrates expertise, demonstrates trust. People don't feel like I'm trying to convince them or sell something.
Safe content dies instantly because it just sounds like everyone else. Most people avoid having a real stance, and that's why they keep getting ignored. Fix. Say something that people can agree or disagree with. Bad. Consistency is important. Better. Consistency isn't your problem.
So first, of course, there is no secret. That's really the first part of the answer. Second part of the answer is you need a strong content strategy, because the end goal of LinkedIn is to build a positioning. The positioning, it means that your brand or your personal brand occupies a specific place in the mind of your customers and of your audience. So that's the end goal. And to do this, you cannot just like open your laptop, write anything and close your laptop. You need to have a content strategy with content pillars that will build your zone of messaging. So people will attach your name to an expertise, and they will attach an expertise to your name. So next time they need an information about this expertise, they will think about you.
This works because it feels real. Most content is too broad, and broad content gets skipped. Specific content gets attention. Fix. Talk to one person and one situation. Bad. Struggling with content? Better, you posted 5 times this week and nothing happened. This is where most people lose it. Their content sounds written. Too polished, too structured, too stiff, and that creates distance. Fix. If it doesn't sound natural out loud, it won't land. Write like you speak.
If you read it aloud and it don't sound how what you would usually said, you say there's a problem. It should be when we say natural. It's like when you speak, it should look like how you write. And so there's this problem of coherence between people who have now a post like are really great, and when they speak, it's not them at all. So this,
Yeah.
and in comments, it's really sometimes it's really obvious. You're like, but that's their, I would say it's their problem. At the moment, they will see if they don't get customers. Maybe, well, they will need to change, not to do a mass of comments, fake comments, but maybe start to put something more related to their expertise.
This is the shift. Information doesn't drive engagement. Emotion does. People don't engage because something is useful. They engage because something hits. Fix. Before you post, ask, does this make someone feel seen, understood, challenged? If not, it won't land. You don't have a content problem. You have a delivery problem. And it's fixable. Your content isn't cutting through because it just sounds like everyone else. Good content doesn't win on LinkedIn. Different content does. And right now, you sound like everyone else.
I always like leaving people with this one thought that you have more control than you think you do. This is applicable for anything. Of course, your life in general, your decisions, your career, but of course, specifically to your confidence. A lot of people come to me and say, Nausheen, I'm an introvert. I just will never be able to speak like an extrovert on stage. Or Nausheen, I've always been so scared of speaking on stage. I will never do it. I've literally had people who come to me who are in their 50s or 60s and they say, Nausheen, I was so nervous about speaking on stage that I told my boss when I was in my 20s, I will never speak on stage. And yes, it affected my career, but that's how I lived my life. And it's really saddening to hear because confidence is a skill you can absolutely learn. You are not born confident, you learn it.
If you're serious about growing on LinkedIn, don't watch passively. Subscribe, because this is what I break down every week.